Alright guys, we are back with the next Terran versus Terran, and currently we are on the first map. It is Antigua Shipyard, and to the top in the red we currently have Quantic, the STC.
And to the bottom center, well, hold that thought. Check out the STC is very handsome. She recently joined Quantic. Doesn't have a Quantic shirt yet, clearly. They get us, come on Quantic, dropping the ball there. But down here at the bottom, we have TSL Punisher, his debut appearance in the GSL. This guy's played in online cups, but he's mostly unknown to most people. Did play StarCraft 1 as well, was a Terran in Brood War.
Talking about Quantic, by the way, the one thing that I really liked was that after MLG they released a video about Sasa, about his run in the MLG bracket, and it was really well made. I have to say that I really enjoyed watching it, and they do a kind of a decent job promoting their guys.
Yeah, Quantic actually is doing it really well with their promotion and with their team, I have to say. Well, in our second Terran versus Terran, we already have a gas first, the STC. Going for that straight away. We are cross positions on the GSL version of this map. But even so, Banshee play can be quite effective here. We may see, you know, anything with this, like Reactor Hellions are obviously really popular right now.
This is exactly why I like this map, because you have every opportunity. You can do whatever. You can go for the one barracks into expand. You can go for the gas first build. You can do whatever you feel like doing. And one Terran player that is especially strong in the mirror matchup on this map is Keen, for example. His timings are just so spot on, and what I love about him is how he uses the map, how he makes sure that his opponent will never spot where exactly he's positioned, because he dodges the range of the Zelnaga watchtower. And this enabled him to get a lot of wins already. We had also, when you were at DreamHack in Stockholm and you casted the final with Thorzane and Pold, exactly. That was also one of the maps, and I really enjoyed it. The way how they use the Zelnaga Watchtower range, just try to get into a position where their opponent didn't expect them. And I think Thorzane in the end won the map, and he positioned himself just between Pold and Pold's army and his base, and this is exactly what he needs.
He's going to get that SCV and get out. Wow. Whoa.
That's one Chuck Norris SCV right there.
I was like listening to what you were saying, but I was like playing my Game Boy while I was in the car. My mom's telling me that like I should study my homework and stuff. Like that's what I was doing right now. I was just like, I'm like, yeah, it was really good, but hold on. And I just watched that SCV die, and then I was like, all right, what were you saying again?
Nah. Sorry.
I miss the days of playing my Game Boy in the car, man. It didn't have a backlight though. You know,
I never had a Game Boy.
Well, did you have any portable, device besides your phone?
No.
Never a handheld gamer, huh?
No.
Well, that must have been a tough life. Like I don't know what else to say.
Only PCs. No, it's fine.
You like brought your laptop in the car. You were like playing on your IBM, like super old laptop. You were like playing Minesweeper on there.
I played Indiana Jones and Monkey Island, my friend, and when I was not playing, I tried to solve all these puzzles that I were not able to solve when I was sitting at my computer.
But for example, when you were in the car or on a train, what did you do to occupy your time? Did you read? I guess maybe is that your
reading? And we played like games with number plates.
Oh god, those games, man. I always hated those games as a kid. There was this game, one of my friends always liked to play. He'd be like, find a sign for a restaurant with every letter of the alphabet. I'm like, oh, no. I know this is always this, well, this doesn't count. There's such and such doesn't count. I'm just like, guys, I'm trying to play my Game Boy in the car because I prepared for this trip.
Well, hold your horses, Game Boy. We currently have a little bit of aggression by the STC. Moving out here, he's going for his one-base play, whereas we have Punisher now with the expansion set up and ready. Finally, the STC also adding a command center to follow this up, but he still has the units out on the map to be a little bit aggressive here. Not only his Hellions that he built earlier, but also the Banshee. We don't have Cloak for him, but with the Banshee, if he's able to get in at the right angle and occupies his opponent on the low ground, he might be able to do some damage to the economy, and that's all that he needs to do here. Because let's face it, his expansion is a little bit late, and therefore he needs to make up for the difference.
Yeah, he needs to do something here. Now with good micro, he will be able to kill several of these Marines. These Marines for Punisher are just going to buy time for his Banshee, or for his Viking rather, to get out. He's making an engineering bay. We'll probably make a turret as well, but like you said, no cloak, so no need for turrets. He's just going to do it to be safe. And that's going to be the end of this Banshee. Nice micro by Punisher, actually. Real show of patience there. Uh-oh, these Hellions, though, surprised everybody, man.
Oh, wow, yeah, they're going...
Wow, actually, his micro was about, like...
With the last Hellion, I was really worried that he would get off this one shot that would basically kill at least 4 or 5 SCVs at the time, because so many of them were already down in the red. So really well microed here.
Yeah.
Job well done, and Punisher got the better end of it.
At this point, yeah, the Harvester count actually 28 to 26 in STC's favor, but the defense was well done. Now, Punisher's moving out with a tiny force, but it's enough to gain him control of the watchtower. With his second tank, he does have a timing, though. Does he have siege mode already? No. He hasn't even started it, in fact. But even though that's the case, siege tanks have a lot of hit points and a good amount of range. I mean, basically what I'm trying to say is even in tank mode, you can beat pure Marine with siege tanks so you have your own Marine support. He's not going to commit to the attack, it doesn't look like, though. Going to wait for siege mode. I think he forgot it. Based on his movements right now, he's probably like, what?
After the last fight, we had the situation where Punisher had a little bit less Harvesters, but he just had such a great army, and he had really a force to hit. But without the siege mode, he does not feel comfortable enough to move out here. He already has the Vikings, so with the Vikings he can vision onto the high ground, which is like really important. But as you said, he's in a bit of a like an awkward, very weird spot, because he just does not have the siege mode yet and wants to wait for it. And as you can already see, we had this drop attempt on the map by the STC, but spotted by Punisher, and therefore he was like, well, okay, I guess now it's a little bit too late, and I'll just go back.
Yeah, that was actually really clutch that he was able to spot that. I mean, if he didn't see that, that could have been devastating in his main base while he has all of his units out in the middle of the map. And that was a great drop by the STC. It was shut down, but that's exactly what you need to do when your opponent's moving out on the map with that aggressive army like that. The STC right now is actually pure Marine. Medevac, he's going for that style. He's just now starting his siege tank transition. He's getting combat shields. He does have stim and a large amount of Marines. And to be honest, Punisher doesn't have enough units to hold this. If he gets caught in the middle of the map, he needs to be very careful. And he's spread too thin. If his opponent drops him, also he's going to be in trouble. He's got a Viking patrolling around the left side, and he's got a Viking sort of towards the north. But if any drops get in at any moment, if he just has a gap for a second, which he may very well right now, he's stopped patrolling his Viking, and 3 Medevacs are going to come in. This is going to be devastating.
He had those Medevacs in a brilliant position earlier, but right now it's way too late. The Viking is being killed, and suddenly with Stim, he just moves in. Punisher is completely out of position. Look at those siege tanks on the low ground.
He's going to stop his opponent's Stim as well. And he's just going to kill the starport that's building a reactor. Boom, cancelled by default, and...
he's not allowed to move into the siege tank range though, but he does a lot of damage here.
He's trying to kill that barracks. I don't think he'll get it. His idea here is if I kill the barracks, then not only does he lose production of that, but he can't get stim. He's, you know, he could have done more, but that was a great fight for him because he keeps the stim advantage for
Punisher,
much longer.
That's the big deal. Stim is the big deal here because at the same time we have a lot of siege tanks for Punisher. Yeah. 5-1.
Yeah, wow, yeah, 5-1 actually.
And no siege mode for the STC.
He does, yeah, it's about a fourth of the way done. This counter push is going to be dangerous. It's exactly why he's sending a dropper on the right side, because he knows that this is going to come. He's already seen it with the watchtower, so he knows he could do some damage with that drop, but he only has 1 this time. It's not going to be as powerful. Right now, the Marine count is actually not that much in the STC's favor either, 29 to 20, so the siege tanks for Punisher actually have a lot to buffer with. He does not have stim nor combat shields, whereas his opponent has both, though. And this drop, I mean, it's more of a run-by, really, but there's no answer for it. None whatsoever. He's going to lose a tank.
Loses the tank.
And he's lost his position in the middle of the map.
Exactly, he's retreating, and this will give STC the time to set up this third base and actually make good on it. If he can capitalize on his third base, then suddenly Punisher is in way more trouble than he already is.
And those weakened SCVs from earlier, from the Hellion drop, started to fall pretty rapidly. He actually picked up to get out. I think he could have stayed a lot longer. Punisher's still maintaining even in supply, though, somehow.
And the siege tank count, if you just look at it, it kind of evens up at this point, 4-3. And the STC, with the economy that he has, will be in a position where he can completely outproduce his opponent. He already adds another factory. And he can definitely afford to do so. He's at 56 Harvesters against 46, and with the 3 Orbitals that he will have very soon, he also has 3 Mules at his disposal. This is a brilliant position for him to be in. Punisher needs to do damage now. He has no third, there is no third command center building, and he needs to either attack or, well, I don't know. That's basically the only chance that he's got.
I mean, it's actually a little bit shocking that he's being so indecisive. I still like his position okay, though.
He completely turtles up here. He gets additional missile turrets, and he's not in position to do it. His opponent has the better economy. It's not like Punisher is the one who is in a really good position economy-wise and just needs to defend it.
He needs to use his army in some way, but he's not. And because he lost his starport earlier, he didn't have drops. So it's hard for him to... Oh, he's going to get a little bit of a nice trade here. It's hard for him to really assault any location safely. I mean, his opponent's going to know about any move he makes, and he knows he doesn't have drops. So this is why the STC is actually so active right now, because he knows he doesn't have to worry about drops. This is actually going to be really shut down, though, and if the STC keeps giving units away like this, Punisher can actually stay in this. His combat shields are almost done, and he's going to now start making medevacs.
I did not really like this attack. I mean, if you just think about it, how he set it up, then it was not too bad, especially with this drop that we currently have at the bottom right. But the timing is just off a little bit. The drop timing was not perfect. It should have just synced up with the main attack in the main base. But also how he set up his siege tanks was not all that well done. Punisher was able to just swoop down and take everything apart. But still, we have the 3 bases and the higher SCV count for the STC. He's in a great position here. He's getting double upgrades now also, +2/+2 for his bio army. And oh wow,
wow. I have to say,
that
man,
was close though.
Punisher, I feel like every move he makes is like a chess player. Like he's already considered every other possibility except like the 3 medevacs that got into his main base. But I mean, like he was actually defending against the. I mean, he had everything set up to defend those. It was just like a very unlucky and unfortunate circumstance. But the way he unsieges and moves back slowly and meticulously, I'm like, he's like that chess player, that old man. He like touches the piece and he's like, and he like puts his hand back. Like that's exactly how Punisher moves, man.
Yeah, but when you touch it, you have to move it.
Well, yeah, you get if you well, I don't know. Actually, some people have that rule. Some people have the rule that if you keep your finger on it before,
how can you jump on
you
that?
can't move back. All right.
The thing is, look at the upgrades. +2/+2 halfway done. Just now, Punisher starting his own upgrade. The 3rd base just now started, and wow, he's being attacked. He was not sieged up. I don't know if I like this trade for the STC, but as long, well...
He can keep trading, though, because there's no 3rd base up
with
yet.
his economy, he can keep trading.
And?
He still has a huge lead in supply. Oh, he nearly got out with this tank.
Almost. But, yeah.
The 4th is coming up for the STC now.
The STC is just going to go again. He's like, alright, phase 3 of me just attacking you. Eventually you're going to run out of stuff.
Yeah, he's going to run out of resources. There's no doubt in my mind that
the only thing that
die at some point.
You're right. And the only thing the Punisher has over the STC that the STC continues to give to him, essentially, is his better siege tank count. Because every time he attacks, he not only loses his Marines, but his siege tanks as well. So Punisher always has like twice as many siege tanks as him, but no Marines to back them up. So we see a fairly even trade, and the next wave comes. Well, this is a scary position for both players. The Marines are actually trying to be sneaky, but a Marine on the right side for Punisher does spot them. But this is going to force him to do something. He has to react, and how he chooses to do this is, okay, your Marines are over here, I'm going to kill your siege tanks.
Yeah, but
he's got to get home in time, though, to defend this, and I don't think he can.
No, he can't. Moving in right now.
Why
2 tanks are still sieged up. Why would you move in? You don't even need to do it.
Why is the STC attacking like this? Well, he's now set up a flank, and he may just have too many units.
Yeah, he's going to crush those tanks, and this is the main problem that he has. There's just too much, as you already said. The numbers don't work in Punisher's favor. He lost this game a long time ago, and STC made a few engagements that could have ended a little bit better, but in the end, with the economy that he had, it was not a problem for him to trade efficiently.
Right. He bullied his way through it.
Yeah.
He just, I mean, he charged through Punisher, and he just kept going wave after wave, and this is effective when you're as ahead as the STC was, and now the STC is starting 3/3 upgrades before Punisher as well. He's up 80 supply, and Punisher, I regret to inform you, but SCVs cannot fight against Marines. That was a weird engagement. I feel like STC is like doing every engagement horribly. I mean, not that there's anything he could have done about being attacked there, but he right-clicked his Marines rather than attack moving them for a moment. Lost a lot of DPS. But I mean, look at this. He's like, all right, well, I have 3 armies. That was just my smallest one, and now I'll kill your command center and please leave the game. I beg of you.
Yeah, +3/+3. The CC is down, and he's doubling his opponent's supply. We have 4 bases in the middle of the map, another base established by the STC. 12 Marines produced at a time. He's completely outproducing Punisher.
Yeah, I look at the production tab. It tells the story, and well, Punisher. We'll see what he does, man. I don't think he breaks this.
No.
Turns out I'm right.
Yeah.
GG.
So the STC 1-0 here.
Did you actually read the Punisher comic series?
No.
All right. Well, I thought the Punisher was pretty cool.
I read a few, I think.
He had that van that like did everything for him. Like I don't remember what it was called.
Knight Rider.
Well, I mean, no, but
why?
Kind of like I guess
Who needed Michael Knight? Seriously, that guy was useless.
Well, okay.
Get me out of here. All right, Michael, I will be there in a second.
You actually got to do more of these voices. You're pretty good, man.
Nah.
Well,
the best was at least.
What is
that? Was the best thing. You don't even know what it is?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Knight Rider.
I didn't.
When the red light was there. Like,
I don't
gotta
know.
Be kidding
it
me.
It just sounds like the breeze is blowing, man.
No. Come on, guys. Everyone out there knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I do now, but before I thought you were like, I don't know, man.
You had no childhood.
Maybe not. We are going into Whirlwind right now. Maps loaded.